Welcome home, guys. Pound it, bring it in. Good to see you guys. Uh, it's good to see you guys. I already said that. But it's good. You guys look good. You guys look good. Anyway, so today is going to be another one of those interesting stories. So you may or may not have heard of it, but I've it, I heard about this story honestly maybe a month or two ago, and it shocked me. And then just recently, actually, at work, we had a discussion about it. It was actually pretty cool. Um, but it's one that I might not know about, even though the person that it deals with is a uh, he's very well known. In fact, actually, he's one of the most important people in the Bible. Um, but he almost wasn't, and I'll show you. I'll show you here in a second. So, of course, I am talking about Moses. So the story is about Moses, and it's a story that is easily overlooked and makes you go, What?" And is very interesting. It is super interesting. It's super. Uh, it's like, really, um, and it's super quick too. Like it just flies right on by. And if you don't actually, what's cool is this is definitely one of those little stories that you need to really kind of dig to see the backstory, because in the word it just especially the way how we have it printed, it just kind of talks about it and then skips over and continues on. But yet, if you look in like the Hebrew Bible or like the Torah and things like that, some of the more oldest original translations of it, or just the original language of it, it or the just those the writings that kind of tell about a little bit of the history, the backstory. It dives in a little bit deeper and brings a whole new picture of the thing, and honestly makes a great a sermon or just a great learning experience. But anyway, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk a little bit about it. So this, because we're talking about Moses, well, you know what? I'll tell you exactly basically what it is. So what the story is that God is going to kill Moses. Yeah, God is going to kill Moses. Now, if you've ever heard of that, then you're a lot better than I. Because like I said, I just heard this like for the first time like a month or two ago, and like not just recently, it came up again because it's something that you don't hear, and you don't really kind of, again, if you do hear it, it just flies on by and it just gets lost. But I kind of want to dive down into this because it's very interesting, especially with the background that these other sources bring up. It's uh, it's really interesting. It's really interesting. So, of course, since it's Moses and it's going to be this, it's going to be in Exodus. We're going to be in Exodus 4 today. Oh, that's why. So it's Exodus 4 and it's going to be 24. So I'm going to read it out of the New King James, and I'll show you exactly what it means. Okay, so it starts in 4:24. This is after Moses has been talking to the burning bush. He's talked to his father-in-law Jethro. Um, he has finally kind of accepted the responsibility that God has put on him of go to Egypt, go to Pharaoh, and bring my people out of slavery, bring him out of Egypt. Mm. And so he finally he accepts the calling. He's going to go forth and do it. And so, and the last thing that it says, so 24 is where our story starts. But I'll start at 25 just to kind of show how it just, or 23, sorry, 23 down, how it just kind of just goes in. It just fuses in, and then it's over like that. You miss it so easily. So 23. So I say to you, let my son go, that he may serve me. But if you refuse to let him go, indeed I will kill your son, your firstborn. And this, I should, I guess, clarify context. He's talking. we'll go to 22 just to make it. So this is what God's telling Moses to say when he meets Pharaoh. So I'll go to 22. I should have started there earlier. Sorry. But okay, so this is 22. Then you shall say to Pharaoh, thus say the Lord, Israel is my son, my firstborn. So I say to you, let my son go, that he may serve me. But if you refuse to let him go, indeed I will kill your firstborn, your son. And it came to pass in the way at the encampment, so they're on their way, that the Lord met him and sought to kill him. This is now sought to kill Moses. Then Zephaniah took a sharp stone and cut off the foreskin of her son and cast it at Moses' feet and said, surely you are the husband of blood to me. So he let him go. God let him go. Then she said, you are a husband of blood because of the circumcision. And then 27, and the Lord said to Aaron, go into the wilderness and meet Moses. So he went and met him in the mountain and he kissed him. It just continues on. Nothing, no transition. I mean, well, there's, yeah. And it just gone like that. It's like, whoa, what, you know? Now I want to read this though. So that's in the New King James Version. It just says that he came on to kill Moses, and then his wife cuts the foreskin of her son, and God, seeing what she does, leaves him alone. And then he goes tells Aaron. That's how it goes. But now I want to look at this in the Amplified. The Amplified actually adds in a little bit of what the backstory of it, and we'll kind of dive down deep into that a little bit. Okay, so in the Amplified, so this is now same Exodus 4:24. We're starting at 24. Along the way at a resting place, the Lord met Moses and sought to kill him and make him actually and mostly fatally ill. So it deems on how God planned on killing him. Now apparently, so this is part of the backstory from other sources. Now apparently he had failed to circumcise one of his sons. In fact, it was his youngest son, because he already did his older son, if you in the resources. His wife being opposed to it. But seeing his life in such danger, Zipporah took a flint knife and cut off the foreskin of her son and cast it to touch Moses' feet, and said, surely a husband of blood you are to me. When he let Moses alone to recover, Zipporah said, a husband of blood are you because of the circumcision. So, right, details are spouting out now. So first we learned that God wasn't just going to just strike him and dead, but he was going to use faith. In fact, actually, we learned that actually he did end up getting sick, because we see in 26 when he had let Moses alone to recover, Zephaniah said to so she saw because he was sick, and so that's when she knew that God was going to kill him. But so this all happened because Moses. So in the resource, Moses basically says, "Hey, this is what God has told us. We are to make covenant with Him, and we have to go to Egypt." And so she's like, "Okay, how do we make covenant with God?" And so God called him to circumcise his two sons. So he circumcises the oldest son, and she, the wife, Zipporah, I think that's how you say it. I'm probably getting it all wrong, is horrified by it. I mean, who wouldn't be horrified by this type of thing? That she says, no. And in fact, in the resource, it's a huge argument, and Moses is like, whatever, okay, fine. And that is what made God, because God directly told him to, and he didn't. So it was just crazy. And what's so crazy about this is, like, Moses is like the essential part. He's the reason why all of Israel gets out. And like, just because of that issue, he was going to kill him. It's it's incredible. At work, the idea was maybe that they did that because he believed that he could find somebody else to do it, but then luckily the faithfulness of Zipporah turned, and so that God didn't kill him. But it's just one of those amazing, incredible stories. I really hope that you guys got something out of it. I really thought it was interesting, and it was one of those like, huh, type thing. So I hope you guys like it, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. I'll see you guys next week. I love you guys. He definitely loves you. I'll see you next time. Later.